between he and I, we don't have mains. We just play the game. We just straight counter pick opponents / play whatever's fun, depending on who it is and what's going on. But we are going to see the main Greninja and the main Young Link from each of these two gentlemen.
Yes, here we go. Ooh, I like that check. Jesus equals king. That is very good. And here we go.
All right, starting on PS2, something that's still like boggles my mind, even though we're like 3-4 years into this game, into the competitive setting of PS2 being the primary. Most people want to go to the stage, and it's like it's the largest stage in the list. But
yep. I like the action we got going right there. A little bit of aerials. Tries to charge a full hop shuriken right there. Doesn't really get what he's looking for.
A lot of this matchup is going to come down to how well TigerBoi can kind of keep IceKnight out, because IceKnight's conversions, once he gets one advantage state, have been so solid for so long, and Young Link does not necessarily have a way to wall characters out. So if you can get, or I shouldn't say that, doesn't have a way to get characters off of him. He has to wall them out.
Yep, that is very true. And one thing about IceKnight, as I've played him and seen him so many times in bracket, he's so very good, not just at getting confirmed, but just converting straight hits and making them stocks. And that is something very fierce to do, is to constantly say, hey, if I can win neutral here, I am going to possibly get that stock. And you know, just like that, just went off stage and got it back here. Knew he had nothing else to do, just threw it out, said if you run into it, you run into it, but you're out of a jump still.
One thing to note about that back air is he was very, very deep out in the blast zone, and that's something that Greninja can do very easily and cleanly and make it back from pretty much anywhere below ledge. He has an excellent recovery, so these characters with more linear recoveries or that don't have a lot of defensive options from far away, the best Greninja players are going to have no fear, and they're going to go out there and punish you just for being off stage, regardless of how you got there.
And the one cool about it, he sets it up pretty well, as you saw right there. That back air coming out, but the forward air does come out and get him. Tries to go for a shuriken, doesn't really find the back air. Gets around that ledge pressure. TigerBoi is trying to find some sort of energy. Get that forward throw, though. We like that. We like that.
Yeah, we saw a moment ago there. IceKnight was going for that hydro pump, as TigerBoi's going to take that stock with an up smash out of shield. IceKnight is not afraid to go for hydro pump as a ledge guarding option. I wouldn't be surprised to see another one here, and there it is.
There it is. Now with the punish, there it is.
Ooh. Free down smash, the opponent can't land when they up B. Hydro Pump is particularly good against some specific characters. This is one of those matchups where if Young Link gets caught up being out by a Hydro Pump, that's a free stock at like 50% onward.
Oh, yeah. And that's one thing about it, though, this matchup, I would say is definitely volatile more on IceKnight's part, because once he's in, he's really cooking him, because Young Link really struggles with mid-range, and IceKnight can just definitely sit there, especially with Greninja having the very good speed and the confirms to get in and get his damage in. Now he's going to try and stall off stage. Nothing really for there. Ooh. IceKnight takes center stage once again.
All right, IceKnight going to get that falling neutral air into up smash. Not quite going to take the stock, so TigerBoi lives for a moment, but it's not going to matter. Landing into the up smash. IceKnight taking the game, and TigerBoi says, we're going back, we're going back.
Yep, that's a run back.
It is a difficult spot to be in when a Greninja that can pressure you in that way takes a stock lead, because you feel like you have to make something happen. We saw that first stock. TigerBoi was putting on little chip damage, but he couldn't quite take the stock in full, and the game just kind of gets away from you against a character like Greninja. You know, drag downs can happen, extensions can happen. We saw IceKnight utilizing up tilt a lot in neutral off of some of the combo pieces as well, which is a very good combo starter / combo extension tool. The way I see IceKnight's gameplay, whenever he has the up tilt moving, because he does everything else so well, if that's part of the arsenal in a matchup, he is going to be probably winning this set.
Yep, and I totally agree with that. I think it's he does a good job at like low profiling it, because what he does is he makes sure that your opponents, he can beat them on the ground. And so he's like, okay, I got to approach from the air to call him out. And he's got that little thing right there that does call him out. Like I said, he does a great job of low profiling it. He almost gets that kill confirm. Is he going to get the back air? Yes, he will. That's going to be easy stock. There's nothing you can do about that.
Nice little stall there with the shuriken to make sure that he hits the back air going as deep as he could. He also hit a nice nair into forward air. And in order to do that, he had to do a moving forward nair into a fair in place to get the sweet spot fair. Very nice execution there from IceKnight's Greninja.
Yep, and very nice indeed. However, it seems like TigerBoi has something a little bit cooking. However, he does lose that momentum. The drag there, up there, another one. Who tries to go for the jab, but great tech by TigerBoi right there. And he'll get a forward air to send him off stage. Are we going to get any? Nothing, no. He grabs the bomb, though.
See, this is that spot where, you know, IceKnight's up a stock again, so if he gets some chip damage before TigerBoi's able to take that stock, this game's going to snowball so far out of control. Because now you're at a point, you know, 40% doesn't seem like a lot. So that means you basically have to win your next interaction or you could get lapped, even lose a stock. And here it is. He didn't take the stock. He gets the bank shot forward air, not going to take the stock. IceKnight now pushing all of the buttons in Greninja's kit. Kind of feeling himself a little bit right now.
Yeah, hopefully he can take it down to him because he did get clipped by that. You know that's a two-link special where they like to get the down tilt to a down aerial. It's a weird combo, but it definitely works. Ooh, nice grab right there, reading the roll. Let's see if he can get something off of it. Nothing, really. IceKnight really prepared for the projectiles, knowing exactly when he's going to throw it and being able to try and maybe punish it, but
IceKnight is weirdly going into this heavily defensive standpoint for the last, like, I'm going to say 30 seconds or so. He was just shielding, spot dodging, and rolling, and not throwing out any inputs. And the second he threw out any input, he was able to pretty much take a stock. But he was really kind of almost letting TigerBoi right back into this game. It's very strange to see.
Yep, definitely. But, you know, he made TigerBoi press a button first, and he said, you know what, if you press a button, you got to press the right one. And that's what got the stock for him right there. He's seeing a lot of good zone-out plays, not really from both players. They're really just kind of throwing projectiles, going back and up.
Yeah, IceKnight's confident enough and comfortable enough to play the projectile game all day long because with TigerBoi behind the full stock, he can just sit there and trade, and he's completely fine with it because that gives him a full mistake to the tune of one stock to make before he would even come close to throwing a game away. And now TigerBoi way off stage, barely going to make it back. Oh, dash attack follow-up off of the air dodge away.
And he is whipping a little bit of the confirms. IceKnight getting a little greedy for the kill. Gets nipped by the boomerang up into the hero spin that does not tech it. And TigerBoi, alone with 111% extra credit, he could bring this back. Possibly, he's going to need a good amount of neutral to play around this because IceKnight is not afraid. He sees that he needs to press in somehow. He's holding shield center stage. And TigerBoi is doing a really good job of using the projectiles, trying to force him to make a decision. Ooh, good nair right there.
Yeah, a lot of really good movement around Greninja's option. Now all of a sudden you're looking at it.
Oh, that combo
arrow down.
Kill. Wow. And they're going to run it right back. IceKnight said, hold on, man. There was something I missed. We're going to go right back. That was a great comeback right there. Perfectly placed projectiles. My man, that is why hype. I say Young Link is hype. Although it's atrocious to fight him, he's hype.
No, he's really cool to watch, and I mind fighting all the Links, but it's not Young Link's fault specifically. It's just hard to deal with a wave of projectiles. TigerBoi, though, had to play that last stock virtually flawlessly in order to win that game. He was at a spot where any dash attack, neutral air, real conversion from Greninja was guaranteed going to take the entire game. And now TigerBoi, you know, not making the most of this winner's side set, you know, putting himself right back into it. Now he's got all the momentum in the world. They're staying in on the same stage, which I find a little bit interesting, though I'm not surprised to see it. There's a lot of top players who get to the point where they almost don't care about the stage choices as much as the game itself. So now it's just going to be about how hard can you outplay your opponents.
Right, now how hard indeed. IceKnight really tried to outplay him hard there. Went really far off, didn't get quite what he was looking for. And now with 83% extra credit, not really losing this situation, but he really is trying to make something happen. And TigerBoi was making him pay because every time IceKnight dropped shield and got in the air, he was met with a projectile, and that led up to his demise right there. TigerBoi up a stock.
IceKnight's looking almost like he's out of gas in some ways. He's gone into autopilot a little bit, and that's the kind of thing that can happen when you're up a ton in a set, when you're like up a stock, up a game. It's very rare that you're going to see good players, you know, allow the comeback to happen. But now all of a sudden he's just kind of like short hop aerialing. He did get the neutral air into forward air there, but he was even doing it in place in certain circumstances. He's not really playing the footsies that he was the first two games, and it's showing because all of a sudden now it's TigerBoi fully in the driver's seat here.
And TigerBoi is changing the pace a little bit. You can see he's taking his time, more or less throwing out what projectiles he wants. Oh, but he's really doing a good job at comboing and fastballs to connect, defeating that air dodge attempt. IceKnight will push it back, and the Shoryuken will not get the powerful hit. Tries to hydro pump him, but he went with a tether recovery, gets a fair at mid-stage. It's still tight, but IceKnight is still triple digits. Let's see if he can pull this back.
Yeah, he was lapped there by a stock for a brief moment. TigerBoi went for the full hop fastball down air off of ledge. And if he had gone for another down air, he probably would have actually hit IceKnight, but he opted for the air dodge, the defensive play. It cost him the stock. And that's quite okay because he still has this lead here on his end. So now it's IceKnight's turn to be in the position where he's behind as he loses that stock there. Can IceKnight bring a game back the same way TigerBoi did, or are we going to see a pretty strong win here for TigerBoi.
Yep, it'll be definitely something to talk about and take home back to the boys in St. Louis to talk and to see right now. He's really taking his time with it. However, he does get a little careless and whiffs at that counter attempt right there. IceKnight just seems to fight ghosts in the air as he can't really find a way to connect his hits. His forward airs, he does that one right when I say it. Commentator's curse. Oh, nair right there, nothing right there. Good job of trying to get a tech chase situation going right there, but good reaction right there by IceKnight. That'll get the fair confirmed. Not as bad as the lead as he was on the second stop, but now it's 50% extra credit. He can definitely get something going.
Well, now IceKnight's got that momentum that he was lacking for a little bit there. I almost feel like he's, I don't want to say taking the set more seriously, but he really looks like he's playing at a better pace now than he was a moment ago, saying, all right, I can't let this youngling get away with this. But before he does anything, he's got to get back on stage.
Oh,
he goes for the wild counter. Oh, it's a scramble.
It is a scramble. We got some spaghetti. Call it Italian. This is going to work. Let's see.
I'm not even sure that was a spaghetti thing. Like, both of them went for some really good options there. There was some good counterplay. But now we're in a spot where, you know, now it's TigerBoi's turn. You have to make your opponent play perfectly as opposed to you being the one to play perfectly. Can IceKnight do it? He gets that back air. Oh, he went for it.
Is it going to blow up in time? Yo, that's going to do the set.
It did. It blew up in time, but IceKnight sticking with the edge guard. The kind of thing that a very seasoned, very intelligent player is going to make, where when you grab the ledge in the panic option, you don't just retreat to stage and put him in a ledge guard. You say, wait a minute, I smell blood in the water. I'm ending it right here, right now. As IceKnight escaping TigerBoi with a 2-1 victory. That was a very ebb and flow set. Both those players had different spats of autopiloting, had momentum, had everything. That set had it all for a 3-game set.
For a 3-game set, that felt like a grand final set. You can see both players are really excited. You know, being able to compete at that kind of level is definitely interesting to see. One thing